Hello students, I Sunita Kharchane from SB Union School and Junior College welcome you to History and Political Science Standard 9th. In this video, we are going to learn Political Science Chapter 2 India's Foreign Policy Part 1. India's Foreign Policy. Students, we have got introduced to the international system and its nature and about the Cold War, about the last century and its effect. We shall now learn and get introduced to other related issues. Thus, we shall learn about the meaning of foreign policy and the factors that make an impact on it and the nature of India's foreign policy. So, let's begin with the meaning and importance of foreign policy. All countries are the members of international system. Students, in this first chapter, we have learned that there are many independent nations in the world like India, and some exchanges and interaction goes on between them constantly. These independent states also enter into some treaties with each other. So a system of all these independent and sovereign states come up. We call this system as the international system. We have already studied that none of the countries is completely self-reliant. Self-reliant means not wholly dependent upon its own self. And hence there are mutual interdependence in the international system. And so the nations are dependent upon each other for some or the other thing. Efforts need to be made to ensure that it benefits every nation. Now whatever interdependence is there amongst the nation, each and every nation in the world should get benefit from each other. Each country has to decide the nation with which it should be friendly. In which bloc? Bloc means a group of nations which has a common interest. It's called as a bloc. It should participate or what position it should take in the international relations. So it is all dependent upon the nations, like what type of relation with which nation it should keep and to which bloc it should participate. Such decisions should be made thoughtfully, but when such decisions are made about the interdependence or about making the friendship with each other, such a decisions has to be taken thoughtfully by the nations. The theoretical framework in which such decisions are taken is called foreign policy. In simple words, foreign policy means every nation has some policies about its internal dealings and also about its relations with other nations. Such a policy is known to be as a foreign policy. So theoretical framework, that means some policies are made by the nations which decide about their dealings and about their relations with the other nations. Such a policy is said to be the foreign policy. Every sovereign and independent country decides its own foreign policy. Hence, in the discipline of international politics, which studies the international relation between the nations, foreign policy has an important place. National interest. We have briefly understood what foreign policy means. So, foreign policy, you have learned in the first slide also in the presentation that every nation has its policy about its internal dealings and about its relation with the other nation. Such a policy is said to be the foreign policy. National interest and foreign policy are closely connected to each other. National interest is fostered. Fostered means encouraged through foreign policy. Therefore, before studying foreign policy further, we need to understand the meaning and significance of national interest. So we are going to learn now national interest. Here it is said national interest and foreign policy are connected to each other. If they are connected to each other, let us see what a national interest means. National interest implies the means through which independence and sovereignty of a country can be safeguarded. So national interest is a medium or it is a mean through which the independence of a nation and the sovereignty of a nation is protected, and that is done by the national interest. So national interest, you can see a mean through which the independence and the sovereignty of the nation is safeguarded or protected. National interest also includes efforts to achieve our economic development and to take steps towards increasing our national power. So along with the independence, protection of independence and protecting the sovereignty, it has one more objective, you can say, that is about the economic development of the nation and also to take the steps to increase our national power. When decisions are taken after giving a thought to what is beneficial and good for our country, we say that we are nurturing our national interest. So when we are discussing, when the nation discuss, a thoughtful discussion is made and often the discussions are made about what are the beneficial and things which are for the benefit of a nation. When such a discussion is made, at that time we are actually nurturing our national interest. Nurturing means we are trying to care and we are trying to protect our national interest. In this sense, the following factors are included in the national interest of a country. Now let us see what are the factors. Defense. The protection of our country's independence, sovereignty and integrity is the highest national interest. So first priority is given to the defense of a nation. Second one, economic development is also an important national interest. So first interest is defense and the second national interest is the economic development. An economically weak nation will not be able to maintain its independence. Hence, economic development is understood to be an important national interest only next to defense. So the first national interest priority is to the defense of a nation and next one is the economic development. Now let us see the national interest and the foreign policy. So first we have learned about the foreign policy, then we learn about the national interest. Now let us see together national interest and foreign policy. Foreign policy is drawn up to foster means to encourage the national interest of defense and economic development. So previous slide we have done that defense and economic development, these are the main objectives of an international system or international interest. So foreign policy when it is made to foster, to encourage the national interest. National interest is considered to be the goal and foreign policy is considered to be the mean to achieve it. So there is a relation between the national interest and foreign policy, and so we are learning together national interest and foreign policy. So if national interest is considered to be the goal, if national interest is a goal of a nation, then foreign policy is considered to be the means. So if you want to achieve the national interest, then the mean for achieving the national interest is the foreign policy. Goals of nation changes with changes in conditions and time. Goals of a nation are not going to be the same. They are going to keep on changing. Now the goals of a nation of India after the 1947, after independence, were some different goals were there. But in the year 2020, the goals of a nation have changed. So goals of nation changes with changes in conditions and time. They are not going to be same. Accordingly, national interest also changes. So as goal changes, the national interest also changes. These changes are reflected in the foreign policy. So these are related to each other. Goals of a nation and the national interest and foreign policy. Goal changes, national interest changes, and these changes are been reflected in a foreign policy. Therefore, foreign policy is always dynamic. It is not stable. It keeps on changing with the changing goals and changing national interest. Factors influencing the foreign policy. The first factor which influences the foreign policy is the geographical location. Second one is the political system. Third one is the economy. Fourth one is the national leadership. And fifth one is the administrative factor. Let's learn in detail about it. First one, geographical location. You must have seen the globe of map or map of world. You can see the geographical location of any nation from that. Some of the countries are far away from others, while there are several neighboring countries around some countries. Some countries have a long coastline. So in this map you can say that many of the nations are close to each other and many of the nations are far away from each other. So the geographical location is going to affect our foreign policy. Then many of the countries are there which have the long coastline. Many of them have a plenty of mineral wealth. Now, next one is the size of a population is also going to affect our foreign policy. Then the topography. All these factors needed to be considered while we are deciding the foreign policy of our country. Second factor is the political system. In a democratic political system, the nation's parliament plays an important role in evolving foreign policy. When different aspects come up for discussion in the parliament, the opposition parties try to regulate the foreign policy by raising the question about the same. Federal political system have to take into account the inclinations. Inclinations mean the mental set of the constituent state. Constituent states are a small part of a sovereign state. Those are called to be as the constituent states. While shaping the foreign policy, because the affairs in the neighboring nations affect constituent states. Now, for example, if any event happens in Sri Lanka, it is going to affect the constituent states of Tamil Nadu. Or else, if any issue take place in Bangladesh, then it may affect the West Bengal, this constituent state, not only West Bengal, but also the northeastern part, that is Meghalaya, Assam, all these places, Arunachal Pradesh, it is going to affect. Next one is the economy. In modern times, the economic condition of a country has acquired great importance in foreign policy. As a result, the economy impacts foreign policy in two ways. First one, foreign policy is shaped by the need to establish economic relation with other countries. So foreign policy is shaped and the need for it is to establish economic relation with the other countries. Second one is the import and export. Third one is the participation in the world trade. All aim at strengthening the economy of a country. Second one, in today's world, the issue of economic security are as important as national security. National security is the first priority, but what priority national security has? Now, same importance economic security also has gained. A country is recognized to be powerful in proportion to the economic security it enjoys. Countries having a strong economy are less dependent. It's written less dependent. They are not totally independent. But the countries who have strong economy, they are dependent on other nation, but the dependency is less as compared to the other nations on others, and they have an independent foreign policy as well. The fourth factor which influences the foreign policy is the national leadership. The president, the prime minister, the foreign minister, the defense minister, the finance minister and the home minister have a role in deciding the foreign policy. So these are the national leadership. So these are the people who will be leaders who will have a role in deciding the foreign policy. Suppose we are talking about the present situation for 2020 foreign policy of India. Then the president of our nation, present president of our nation, Ramnath Kovind, prime minister of our nation, Narendra Modi. Then the foreign minister of our nation, that is Subramanyam Jaishankar. Defense Minister of our nation Rajnath Singh, then Finance Minister of our nation Nirmala Sitharaman, and the Home Minister of our nation Amit Shah. So these will be the leaders who will have a role in deciding the foreign policy. The person holding this position try to maintain the continuity in foreign policy and try to improve upon it. So all type of decision they will take which will definitely improve the foreign policy of our nation. For example, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru contributed the policy of non-alignment in Indian foreign policy. So, about the non-alignment movement, about the non-alignment we have learned about in the first chapter of political science. So, non-alignment means it was a period of Cold War where the world was becoming bipolar. It was divided into two parts. There were some countries which did not want to join the power rivalry of Soviet Union and America. Such nations decided to stay out of the Cold War rivalry. This policy is known as the non-alignment. So this non-alignment policy started in 1961 under the leadership of India's Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee contributed a great deal to improving the Sino-India relations, Sino-India, India-China relations. The fifth factor is the administrative factors. Ministry of External Affairs, Foreign Secretary, embassies in different countries, diplomatic officers are the administrative factors involving in creating foreign policy. So when the foreign policy is created, that time these administrative factors, that is the Ministry of External Affairs, then the Foreign Secretary of a nation for 2020, Shri Harshvardhan Shringla. Then this is the embassies in different countries. Embassies, this is the official residence or offices of the ambassadors. Now ambassadors are the diplomat officers which are sent by a state or a nation as a permanent representative in a foreign country. Those are said to be the ambassadors. So this is the official residence or offices of the ambassadors. And then we have the diplomatic officers. So these have the role in creating the foreign policy. Even though the final decision about foreign policy is taken by The Prime Minister of our nation. Now the decision will be taken by whom? By the Prime Minister of our nation, Narendra Modi, and also the Minister of External Affairs. Minister of External Affairs, as I told you, Subramanyam Jaishankar. So they will be taking the decision. The administrative machinery help to arrive at the decision. Then the administrative officers collect the information needed to shape the foreign policy. They analyze it and they give appropriate idea based on it. Then the National Security Advisor also completes this task. So these were the administrative factors. So in this part of the video, we have learned about the foreign policy and about the factor which influences the foreign policy. In the second video, we are going to learn about India's foreign policy. Thank you, students.